Hello folks, and welcome to another video. A video that, well, this is not the video I expected to make today. A video that might be best labelled as sort of a third impression of this aircraft. Is that a thing? It is now that I said it. Third impression of this beautiful little GA tour of the Beechcraft Sierra C24R by FlySimWare. Recently received another update since I made the first two videos featuring this aircraft, and look, it seems that Mr. FlySimWare might have answered my prayers. Might have heard my not heard, but tuned into my spiritual frequency, because he wouldn't have seen the video because it hasn't been published as I make this one. Tuned into my frequency where I broadcast that I would like this aircraft to have a steam gauge variant. Well, look what we have. Steam gauges, folks. We are getting steamy in this flight. Isn't that beautiful? What that? That's a nice panel. Steamy's on the left, glass on the right. We've got a new autopilot panel by the looks of it. Century 2000. Very nice. Nice texture work here. Bit of character. Hey? Yeah, we're getting steamy today, folks. And speaking of getting steamy, look who is back with us for the 2025 simming year. Hello, Jude. How are you, love?
What am I doing here?
Well, I would have also accepted fine thanks as a response to my inquiry, but you come in all guns blazing with a deep existential question. Why are you here? Why are any of us here? I'm sure people watching my videos ask themselves at the end, why? I often do myself, folks. Jude, you're here because, well, it's been a while, and I miss you.
Well, I don't miss you.
Yeah, I didn't say that in order for you to validate my longing. I don't need my longing validated by you, Jude. All right, it's okay. I can miss you, and you can.
Hit you?
Well, I wasn't going to say that, but thanks, Jude. We might come back to you at a later time in the flight. Hey, I feel my blood pressure rising already, and we haven't even started the bloody engine. Folks, we're going to fly the steam gauge variant of this aircraft. Let me show you where we are and where we're going. And today's flight plan has us down under. What a surprise. What a surprise. In the beautiful state of Queensland, Australia, best state in the country. I might have mentioned that once or 257 times here on the channel. Folks, we begin our journey in a little place called Moranbah. Moranbah, sort of a mining town, I think is fair to say. I don't mean that in a negative sense. Moranbah, a lot of resource industry activity out here at Moranbah, and we're going to head up to a little place that I don't think I've ever been to in the simulator. Beautiful island called Lindeman Island out here in the Whitsundays. Beautiful Whitsundays. Just to give you some orientation, folks, it's the Great Barrier Reef that stretches for a couple of thousand kilometres along the Queensland coast, and yeah, that's where we are. So we start inland, and then we're going to make our way in a sort of northeasterly direction up towards Lindeman Island. Now there is some weather to deal with on today's journey. Expecting some pretty challenging conditions once we get closer to Lindeman. I'm going to try and do this VFR. I've got 140 nautical miles worth of flying, so that's going to take us the best part of probably closer to an hour and a half, I reckon. Yeah, that's the flight plan. Just really to once again enjoy this aircraft. I really do like flying it, and that's why you're seeing This will be the third video, I think, that I've posted to the channel featuring this aircraft. I hope you're not getting sick of it. But if you are, there's only another 25,123 flight simulation channels, most of them featuring the A320 for you to go and have a look at if you so desire, folks. But if not, you want to spend some time with an old man and Jude and beautiful little GA Tourer, then stick around. Let's go flying. All right, lined up runway 16 here at Moranbah. This is a bit of custom freeware, this airport, as well as at our destination over there at Lindeman Island. There'll be links to it in the description, and links to anything else that I happen to remember that I'm using during the course of this flight. Now, we have got a challenging departure here because we've got a southeasterly blowing at 19, 20 knots. Most of that's going to be crosswind. That's going to be getting close to the limit for this aircraft. And I think updating the aircraft has overwritten my ground handling mods as well, which, boy oh boy, I didn't think of that. That would explain why the taxi down here was so challenging. Ah, boy. Anyway, folks, we'll do our best. Jude, you good to go?
Let me out.
No can do, Jude. The doors are locked. You're committed. Well, you should be. Anyway, let's do it, folks. Bring some power in. Lots of left stick, right boot. Oh, this will test the old fella. This will test his old rudder pedals and his old legs as well. Bring that power in slowly. Right, full juicy now. Try and keep it straight as best we can. Almost full right boot here. Airspeed's alive, yep. Slip sliding down the runway there, 60. Oh boy, oh boy. We'll try and neutralise and try and rotate, Jude. There we go. Oh, positive rate and all that. We'll try and fly it in balance. No, it wasn't pretty, but the job got done. Now we're going to try and keep the magenta. We're going to have to carry a whole lot of crab here. Gears up and flaps are up. We've got 25 knots across the nose now. Try and climb out at about, I don't know, 500 feet a minute. Get thrown around a bit. I'm back on that juicy on the prop. Let's go 25 squared or thereabouts. Got the magenta sorted, crab and all. If I get Georgie doing some flying, what happens? AP, roll and attitude. I wish Georgie could control Jude's attitude. Now if we go nav, attitude nav, are you gonna maintain our magenta, Georgie? It looks like you are. 500 feet a minute or so. Take an external, folks. Gets a little bit noisy. You come around the front. There we go. Georgie's doing a fine job. We say farewell to Moranbah Airport, the town of Moranbah and its residents. It's quite loud out there. We're flying. Yeah, you're doing well here, Georgie. I don't know what all this squiggly line stuff's happened. What's that? Really should have checked that. So we're going from NH. How about we skip and go direct Ruval? Direct Ruval. Nice big left turn, Georgie. Yeah, we don't need to go all the way down there, mate. I don't know what that figure of 8 was doing. There we go. 3.5 should have us between the fluffy stuff and terra firma, folks. That's the plan anyway. Welcome to the cruise, folks. We're at 3.5, getting along quite nice. I mean, we are fighting a bit of a breeze. It's mostly blowing across us. We've got some Serious weather happening off the coast here. Have a look at that. A lot of red stuff. Red ain't good. Red ain't good at all. Looks like we're going to... How's this, eh? Looks like we're going to miss it. We're basically going to split these two cells, and if the weather kind of holds true to where it is right now, Lindemann looks to be in the clear as well. Although it's going to be... Oh, geez, we're cutting a fine line here. Good lord, not really the aircraft to be inadvertently entering IMC, but it just adds to the challenge, adds to the fun, doesn't it, Jude?
That's one way of putting it.
It is one way of putting it, Jude. That's my way of putting it. This is fun. I find flying with you fun, Jude.
I don't consider this fun, mate.
That may be the case, but I'm responsible for my own beliefs, and I believe this to be fun. So there. I realise that some of you may not be familiar with Jude, and you may be wondering why I'm talking to a fictitious virtual flight simulation character. I wonder that myself from time to time too, folks. But rest assured, I'm not completely out of my mind. I mean, a little bit out of my mind, but I'm not completely gone. Not just yet. Jude and I, well, we go back a long way. Jude and I, we have a thing. Thing is the best way of describing our relationship. And we've shared some flight simulation adventures over the years in this simulator. She's not the only person that I've shared the virtual sky with.
He's a cheater.
Oh, shut up, Jude. You're here today. That's all that matters. Don't worry about everyone else that I'd really prefer to be flying with. Don't worry about that. Just enjoy yourself. Quietly. But yeah, this flight simulation caper can be pretty lonely, folks. Do you find that? I do. From time to time. And so I make shit up to keep myself amused. It's purely for my own amusement. And whether it is actually amusing or not is almost irrelevant. It just helps me to escape reality. And boy, is that handy sometimes. Anyway, that, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that have not been not had the previous pleasure of an interaction with Judy, is a little bit about why I'm talking to an avatar. So what did I say earlier about we'll be splitting the cells? Have a look at the display, the visual vomit that covers our screen, folks. It's red and it's pink, predominantly red and pink all the way through. A cell sitting right over the top of Lindemann at this time. We've descended down to 1500. Visibility has reduced. I think it's fair to say. As I said, Judith, visibility has reduced. I wasn't incorrect in what I said. I mean, this would be bloody dangerous if it was real life, but it's a sim, and it's great fun, and it's absolutely beautiful. Look how these heavy rain showers are represented. Absolutely beautiful. We've got some gaps. We might, hopefully, the breeze will sort of push a gap right over the top of Lindemann Island for our landing. That's what I'm hoping for. We're about 15 miles or so from touchdown. 17 miles to be precise. What I'm hoping for is that this gap, by the time we get to the island, this gap basically covers the island. Give myself a fighting chance. Gonna land, I think it's 1-8 on Lindemann. Should probably find out. Waypoint info, runways. So 1331 and 1836 is the long strip. I'm just wondering, is 13 a better option if the wind, it's a short strip, but you got 20 knots blowing down it, and pull up pretty bloody quick on the grass. Leave it with me, folks. We'll soon see which runway he chooses. Woohoo! This is good fun. We've got up to 60 knots. Blowing from all sorts of directions, folks. We've got some massive shear. We're right in the heart of a cell. Deep into the yellow arc here. We're having an absolute wall of it. It absolutely would be shitting yourself. IRL. Flying this aeroplane in these conditions. I'm just hoping that the breeze holds up as a southeasterly for our arrival. It's a bit hard to judge as we go through the cell. We're coming out into a break. Look at that wind speed changing, getting chucked around something chronic. Decent hits here. I'm trying to position ourselves. Hey, there we go. We've got some clear air, although we're going to be landing in that direction. We're landing straight into it. 11 miles. I might actually go Georgie off at this point. Thanks, mate. I'm going to try and keep the tightest of tight circuits here. There's a definite possibility, Jude, that we will virtually die. But that's a possibility in every one of my videos. So, you know, don't consider yourself special. Will I get it on? We're gonna have to get down. Somewhere over there is an airstrip. Alright, we've got ourselves slowed down. We'll take a stage a flap. It looks like the wind does support our decision to land runway 13. But we're going to have to do it with poor viz. Might just be a case of flying it as far into the crash as we can, folks, hey? There's Lindemann. Just sort of slow down. We're down to 500 feet, local barrier set, 400 feet. That wind is going to push us. We might be trying to cut this corner a little bit too much. Here we go, re-trimming. 300 feet. Absolutely no viz. Absolutely no viz. We'll hit the ground before we know it. We have to climb away. Alright, we're gonna have to go around and try again. go. We'll go back around, but it's unlikely to get any better, right? Climb back up to 1,000 feet. Try and fly that approach from the sort of final waypoint rather. We just cut the corner way too much there. Yeah, that was why we didn't land. Not because the weather is really unsuitable for an approach out here. I'm going to try again, folks. It's beautiful and clear out here. We can go to Hamilton. In fact, we will. We're going to go to Hamilton, which is 12 o'clock. Right here. Hamilton's clear. Let's go to Hamilton. Jude, are you happy with that?
I am never happy when I'm with you.
Yeah, well, that's a given, Jude. Do you accept this diversion?
Just do it, dickhead.
Folks, should have. Those of you, I'm sure there are some of you out there thinking, why didn't you just go to Hamilton originally? I wanted to give it what we Australians called a red hot go, folks. Now the problem that we've got coming into Hamo is we're going to have to go around the rock here because the breeze is blowing in a direction that would suit an arrival under 1-4 rather than 3-2. So we'll just go around the rock. Alright, downwind for runway 14 here at Hamilton Island, folks. Come right off that juicy. We are in clear air, as opposed to whatever the hell that was coming into Lindemann. How close did we actually get to the ground? What was our lowest altitude? I'll have to watch my own video back to tell, man. We'll take gear. We'll try and keep this nice and tight as well. Come right off the juicy. There we go. Kamikaze turn onto final. Oh, we've done it right there. 20 knots on the nose. Oh, we're barely moving. Oh, what a lovely change this makes. An actual runway that we can see. And we are barely moving in the air, hey. Ground speed must be a ridiculous number. There we are, bang. We'll brake. We'll get off with this taxiway. Almost hovered it in there. Folks, welcome to Hamilton Island. Not by design, but by necessity. Here we are. Folks, thank you for your company in another video. It is your support is appreciated, and I hope that well, you've enjoyed the ride. Until we next meet, you stay well, enjoy your simming, and bye for now.